I don't think you're going to get that around here. I don't know. You might have to go to the other side even.
This week on iTunes, it's the brand new one from Lawrence Maxwell, who turned a bad experience with Air Canada into a countrified flight of fancy. Fun frenetic francophone band Barishois flips their script on us, and Baja Royalty tells us what women are worth. Yous ready, PEI? Let's get her done! Hello, Prince Edward Island. I'm your host, Adam Michael James, and you are listening to iTunes for the week of May 19th, 2024. Happy Victoria Day to those who celebrate.
You will kindly show proper respect to the crown.
Yeah, I'm working on that, Vicky. The first inklings of V-Day happened on May 24th, 1854, the Queen's 35th birthday. Oh, she's a Gemini, who knew? 5,000 residents of Canada West, which was previously Upper Canada, which is weird because it was basically Toronto and that's pretty much lower, but I don't name these things. These residents gathered to give cheers to their queen. It became a bit of a public holiday by the 1890s, and though a bill was introduced to the Senate in 1897 to make the Queen's birthday a holiday in perpetuity, it didn't happen until after her death in 1901. And you thought it was just an extra day to sleep and barbecue stuff.
You are dreaming that you are Queen Victoria.
Okay, let's not go that far. So what does all this Queen Victoria stuff have to do with a podcast that plays nothing but PEI music? Absolutely nothing, unless you count her being considered the mother of Confederation, which PEI is a part of. So let's issue some decrees about the island artists who are going to reign over this episode. And since it's been getting increasingly warmer out there, here come the bugs, well, anything over 18, that's 66 for my fellow Americans, has gotten to be a burning hell for me. And what a coinky-dink! So is this band. The Burning Hell is the trio of Matthias Kalm, Ariel Sherratt, and Jack Nicole. If I've pronounced any of those wrong, I'm sorry. And what makes their output so hot is that, like a wildfire, they jump from location to location. In this case, location means genres. They like to explore them both in separate songs and within the same song, and they tie their considerable musicianship to lyrics that can be literary, historical, or cultural, even pop cultural. Their most recent release is Garbage Island, which came out in 2022, but I thought it might be fun to go back in time just a little bit. This is appropriate on two levels because, one, going back in time is what Back to the Future was all about, and two, because if you saw the Guardians 20 Questions feature featuring me this past Monday, and if you haven't, you should, you now know that Back to the Future is my favorite movie. Great Scott! From their 2011 album Flux Capacitor, this is The Burning Hell on iTunes with My Name is Matthias. Burn, baby, burn.
My name is Matthias. I came to say this. I've got a big bushy beard and kissable lips. I carry all my fat in my ass and my hips. The rest of me is skinny as a stick. My mom was hip and mini-skirted. She was raised as a Catholic, but then she converted. She loved my dad's religion, she loved him too, and that's how I was born a Jew. They lived and went to school in Buffalo, but my dad, he decided that they had to go, 'cause the Vietnam War would not be good for his health, and that's how I was born in the Commonwealth.
Where we're born and when we die, we can't control that, and life in between is just boring combat. There are targets you can shoot for, mines to circumvent, but most of life is an accident.
I've spent time in Peterborough and in Winnipeg, but leaving is living if you just use your legs. 'Cause everywhere is nice if you drink enough beer. So some days I'm there and some days I'm here. Oh, but it's not about sowing my wild oats or whatever, 'cause I sowed my oats when I was young and I thought I was clever, and my oats all rotted in the field have a guitar, though I don't have a house or a kid or a car. I'd like to keep it that way for as long as I can, but you know what they say about the best laid plans.
Where we're born and when we die, we can't control that. And life in between is just one combat. There are targets you can shoot for, mines to circumvent, but most of life is an accident.
And an accident is something that you don't plan. It's like the Y chromosome between a woman and a man. One day I might get hit by a bus or get cancer, but right now all I am is a fabulous dancer. So dance with me, baby, put your hands on my hips, kiss my aforementioned kissable lips. Wherever we are, baby, that's where we're at. My name is Matthias and I came to say that.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Our estimated flight time to New York is approximately 7.5 hours, flying at 40,000 feet. We hope that you will have a pleasant visit. The washrooms are designated. Will you fasten your seatbelts and take off, please? Thank you.
You've arrived at your destination.
The experimental excursion called The Travel on iTunes by Van Gogh. This track also features Nathan Wiley. Van Gogh's specialty is EDM and a genre of electronic music called glitch. Extraneous sounds like CD skipping, electronic hum, purposeful recording malfunction, stuff like that. This cut is part of a trio of submissions VG made to the 2024 RPM Challenge. Apparently not associated with Canada's music magazine RPM, which folded in 2000, this RPM stands for Record Production Month, and they've been designating the month of February as a time for artists to create and submit work since their founding in 2006. There's no competition involved, you just have a deadline to create, and they play stuff from everybody as a culmination. You've got 9 months if you want to start planning your own submission for 2025. Check out rpmchallenge.com for all the info. It's not an easy time for women these days. Gender inequality still runs rampant around the world, with women and girls subject to domestic and sexual violence, 24% lower pay than men globally, lack of access to education, inadequate health care. And surely I don't have to tell you what's going on in the States with the fight over abortion, which is mostly old, straight white guys telling women what they can and can't do with their lives and bodies. That's why it's important right now to raise women up, and here's one way we can do that. Baja Royalty is not just a recording artist, she's an artist, which won her awards from the Bahamian government when she was just 17. Musically, she adorns her canvases with colors of reggae and words of empowerment, as evidenced in the 24 releases she's had in the last 4 years alone. This is her newest from last year, and it's an audio tutorial on ways we can all better support the incredible women in our lives. And remember, you came out of one. Isletunes now presents to you Royalty, Baja Royalty that is, with Women's Worth, featuring Rippa Shredders. No, not Shreddies, that's a cereal. Together they're part of this balanced breakfast.
Easy life ain't easy, so I work till I get sweaty. Baggage on my shoulder, carry it, you know it's heavy. Peace, so it envies me. Please don't need the jealousy. I track my way to victory, enslaved till I get sore. When I need inspiration, yeah, I find it in myself. Yeah, I trust nobody, I can't depend on no one else. Never put your head down, never ever wear a frown. A king don't wear a hat, him and his queen, they wear a crown. Some boy don't wanna see you clean, them too dirty-minded. When you come up, they don't wanna see you come up, yeah. Some boy don't wanna see you clean, them too dirty-minded. When you come up, they don't wanna see you come up, yeah. Some boy don't wanna see you clean, them too dirty-minded. When you come up, they don't wanna see you come up, yeah. Some boy don't wanna see you clean, them too dirty-minded. When you come up, they don't wanna see you come up, yeah.
Baja royalty, respect. Women's work ain't easy. Come home, it's always messy. Laundry, cook, and cleaning. Lazy men, we always envy. Real kings lift their queens and polish their crowns. A motivation has me stressing. Don't ask me, do it yourself. Young boys always chasing. I'm not a notch in your belt. Pushed in the mud. The system dirty, it makes me drown. Some boy don't wanna see you clean. Them too dirty-minded. When you come up, they don't wanna see you come up. No, some boy don't wanna see you clean. Them too dirty-minded. When you come up, they don't wanna see you come up. No, some boy don't wanna see you clean. Them too dirty-minded. When you come up, they don't wanna see you come up. No, some boy don't wanna see you clean. Them too dirty-minded. When you come up, they don't wanna see you come up. No. Through this music, we clean our lives. Queens of reggae, don't give up the fight.
Rippa Shredders.
contact, but don't stare.
She's an elegant goddess, a princess, a queen. No hidden agenda, her heart's pristine.
Through this music, we clean our lives. Support women, stand up for their fight.
Baja Royalty featuring Rippa Shredders on iTunes with Women's Worth. And biological ladies, or those who identify as ladies, you're worth a lot, y'all. There's a video to this track up on YouTube that you should check out. It's largely, if not entirely, shot in Baja's native country of the Bahamas. Coming up, Lawrence Maxwell pours out his heart about a bad travel experience, Chris Smith comes out of the shadows, and a trip back to 1977 PEI. We can go even further back than that if you like, since the island was here for the land questions of the 18th and 19th centuries, and there was no question the Mi'kmaq were here for thousands of years before that. School may be ending for the year soon, but that doesn't mean we can't learn something from this week in PEI history. May 19, 1859, Lieutenant Governor Dominic Daly prorogued the House of Representatives, which I believe means discontinued a session without officially dissolving it, by making a farewell speech thanking the executive and the other branches of the legislature, as I'm reading from the 1875 book History of Prince Edward Island, for the harmony that had existed between them during Daly's administration. He said he trusted that the favor of divine providence, which had been so signally manifested toward the island, might ever be continued to it. Putting book away. Daly officially stepped down 6 days later. Charles Young filled the empty lieutenant governor seat for a couple of weeks until George Dundas was installed in it longer term the following month. May 23, 1881. An advertisement in that day's Daily Examiner proffered the, quote, first excursion of the season, unquote, for the Queen's birthday. You could buy a ticket for May 24th on the steamer The Princess of Wales, which would leave Charlottetown at 8 a.m. for Pictou, returning late in the evening, quote, affording a good opportunity for a day's pleasure, unquote. The cost for this pleasurable round trip? $1. May 26, 1952, The Guardian stated that, quote, due to so much rainy weather, not much farm work was done during the first week of May, unquote. Also, news broke that another telephone has just been installed at the home of Mr. and Mrs. J.W. Platts, and Miss Ada Miller has accepted a position as clerk with F.W. Woolworth's Summerside. Ooh. Guess these functioned as social media posts 50 years before social media.
Hey, I'm Lawrence Maxwell, and you're listening to isletunes.
isletunes World Premiere.
Don't need no major label. You could pay me under the table or play your birthday if I'm able. Yeah, I'm off to a pretty good start. The radio might adore you, but baby, I sure as hell won't bore you. I've been round the world exploring, touring, pouring out my heart. Woo! Well, I booked a show at Tuned Her in the airport's nearly ruined her, but we made it to the stage in 10 minutes to spare. We had the best night of our lives till Air Canada canceled our flight, so it was an extra 17 grand to get us in the air. Well, I promise we'll come back again, but it's hard when you're an independent artist looking out for those little breaks. But I'm not here to bitch and moan, much prefer it on my own. No one telling me how to dress or which hip to shake. Don't need no major label. You could pay me under the table or play your birthday if I'm able. Yeah, I'm off to a pretty good start. The radio might adore you, but baby, I sure as hell won't bore you. I've been around the world exploring, touring, pouring out my heart. This band came from Ontario. I bought their CD from a stereo. Weren't many around, but we opened the show that night. They were quick to strike the stage, and when
it came time to split the wage, they took off with the money faster than the speed of light. Well, if I ever see those pricks again, they can say hello to my little friend, but I won't hurt them, just put holes in all 4 tires. Fair is fair, that's the island way. Just pay the fare and be on your way. I'm tired of dealing with all these goddamn liars. You don't need no major label. You can pay me under the table. We'll play your birthday if I'm able. Yeah, I'm off to a pretty good start. Those playlists might adore you, but baby, I sure as hell won't bore you. I've been around the world exploring, touring, pouring out my heart. Don't need no major label. We'll still drink you under the table. Play your wedding if we're able, for a 2 for a course and a pack of darts. Award shows might adore you, but baby, I sure as hell won't bore you. I've been around the world exploring, touring, found a girl who I adore. Put a ring around her finger, t-shirt says dibs on the singer. Make a little money so I can bring her around the world, so she can see me pouring out my heart. More like pouring out my wallet, baby. I think there's a big old hole in there. The money keeps falling out.
That is the island's Merle Haggard, Keith Whitley, and Alan Jackson all rolled up into one. Lawrence Maxwell with his brand new single, which just came out Friday, Pouring Out My Heart. On iTunes, of course. You've heard the maxim, write what you know. Well, Maxwell took that maxim to heart after he found himself out $17,000 last summer. As you may have heard, he had been performing in Denmark and was told at the airport that the return flights for him and his band had been canceled. The airline blamed Lawrence and said he should have contacted them after missing a connecting flight, which hadn't even been the case. After an article in the National Post, an investigation, and the generosity of a slew of crowdfunders, and, a partial reimbursement from Air Canada, the cost was covered, and Lawrence swore to use any extra monies to support other artists in similar situations. He's now creating a fund for artists on PEI who need tour support when things go awry, as he said on Instagram. It's not often a response song is, as he calls it, a boot-stomping kicker of a country tune.
Oh! Did I swear?
But in this one, the boot is firmly planted in the right place. While we're on this country kick, Keith Carruthers is a dude who might have had a successful career in business and higher education, but all the while the PEI-born musician played in Nova Scotia rock and country bands for about 30 years. In 2022, he realized his dream of recording a debut album. And how many people get to have their first collection produced by friggin' David Rashid of Haywire? I mean, holy frig. Keith has found inspiration in the works of Americans Petty, Mellencamp, and Springsteen, and also Canadians Adams, April Wine, and Chilliwack. And though one could argue that this initial effort done and dusted might be dusted, it's definitely not done, as his follow-up, Carruthers 2, is still on the way. Here's a selection for you to country rock to, and don't tell me you don't hear some 80s in here. It's in the synths. Keith Carruthers and Second Time Around on iTunes.
It was wrong all along, but everybody knows just how the story goes. Put her to the test, came up second best. Now she's ready for the second time around. Took so long, moving on. The time has finally come to take it on the run. Now she moves so fast, running from the past. 'Cause she's ready for the second time around. And now I know this must sound crazy, that I could go through this again. But this time I plan to take my time and not go back to where I've been. signs of superficial love and sentimental lines. Put it to the test. Came on second best. Now she's ready for the second time around. Sound crazy that I could go through this again, but this time I plan to take my time and not go back to where I've been. Now she knows all the signs of superficial love and sentimental lines. Put it to the test. No more second best. Now she's ready for the second time around. Put it to the test. No more second best. Now she's ready for the second time around. Yeah, she's ready.
Parang zimasho sweater à Madeleine de veillée. J'ai rencontré la belle, elle chantait une chanson. Tasse vide dans les bouteilles, remplissant les flacons. Je me suis approché d'elle pour y parler l'amour. Elle m'a bien dit sévère, retire-toi d'ici. J'en ai trouvé un autre que je l'aimais plus que toi. S'il faut que je m'y retire, oui, je me retirerai dans un couvent, la belle, j'irai finir mes jours. Le monde pourra bien dire qu'il y a plus d'amour pour nous. sont si volages, nous les aimerons plus. Car même bien qu'elles nous aiment, nous autres les l'aimerons plus. Tasse vide dans les bouteilles, remplissons les flacons.
Going back to 1999 with Barachois and Par un dimanche au soir, or One Beautiful Sunday Night on iTunes. Appropriate, because the episodes around here come out on Sundays, and maybe it's on a Sunday night that you're listening. Barachois, the quartet of Hélène Bergeron, Albert Arsenault, Louise Arsenault, and Chuck Arsenault, Pas de Relation, was of course known for their high-energy shows featuring fiddling, duh, and step dancing, so you may have been surprised to hear something more plaintive from their oeuvre. I know I was. Barachois split up in 2003 and split off into Chuck and Albert for Les Hommes, while Les Femmes, Louise and Hélène, went on as Les Girls, and also Goodell, who you can still catch performing on the island during the summer, particularly at Village Musical Acadien in Abraham Village. You know that old Jim Croce song that goes, you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit into the wind, you don't pull the mask off the old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Jim? Well, when it comes to fingerstyle guitaring, you don't mess around with Don Ross. That's because he won the National Fingerstyle Guitar Championship at the esteemed Walnut Valley Festival in the States in 1988, which led to him getting a record contract in Toronto, and over 20 albums later, here we are. He's a member of Millbrook First Nation in Nova Scotia, and as he told me when he sat for an iTunes interview in January, Mama Ross had long held off telling Papa Ross that she was Mi'kmaq because she was afraid of his reaction. Too bad that kind of stigma still exists, but thankfully it was no issue for Don's dad, and they made a son with accolades I could fill the rest of this episode with. Instead of listing them, why not hear the proof of them in this cut from his self-titled 1990 album? This is the shimmying sound of Lucy Watusi on iTunes. Ricky! fingerstyle guitarist Don Ross from his second studio album, Don Ross, on iTunes. His latest album is 2023's Water, and technically, his first album, the self-produced and self-recorded cassette Kihiwin, came out in 1986. Still to come, Chris Smith's shadowy work, a performer on CFCY in the 1930s who made a record in the 1970s, and an iTunes flashback with The Prototype. Ooh, now, what is that sound wafting through the air? It's the amps and guitars and basses and fiddles and synths and turntable scratching of the increasing number of live performances up in here now that it's all warm and whatnot. To find out which instrument is emanating from where, pay heed to this installment of Gigs to Dig across Prince Edward Island. Today, May 19th, it's Nudie and Shane, Pendergast that is, at the Trailside Music Hall. Also today, it's Rick Sparks and Danny Druin at Lone Oak Brewing Company in Borden. Wednesday, May 22nd, it's the Nathalie Duguay Band at the Trailside. Thursday, May 23rd, Island Jazz Teresa Doyle Quintet at Baba's Lounge. Also on the 23rd, Maia Davis with Noah Malcolm at the Trailside. Friday, May 24th at the Trailside, it's Amanda Jackson with Route 225. Saturday, May 25th, it's Rockers for Recovery featuring Shipwrecks, Powerhouse, Fatir, Swamp River, and Noise. They are all at the Silver Fox Entertainment Complex in Summerside. Also happening on the 25th, Winter Jazz, Nathan Wiley at the Poorhouse, and Logan Richard with special guests Moira and Claire at Copper Bottom Brewing in Montague. Looking into next week, May 26th, Fiddler Sons are at West River United in Cornwall. May 30th, it's Island Jazz, Harmony Wagner and Rob Drew at Baba's Lounge. May 31st, it's Ladies of the Canyon featuring Brielle Ansems, Joss Rayom, Alicia Toner, and Keelan Wedge. They are all at the Harmony House in Hunter River. They will also be there June 1st, 7th, and 8th. And June 1st, it's Somewhere Soon, Stephen Hero and Jacob Redden and the Striped Shirt Band at Howie's Loft.
I'm Drea McDonald, and you're listening to isletunes.
I am more
What, James Hetfield is an Islander? No, it ain't Metallica. It's hard rocker Chris Smith with Shadows, rockin' hard on iTunes. Rock is only in the guy's DNA. He held his own in the Spanish guitar group Este Mundo, then provided guitar and vocals in his band Seventh Stone from 2006 to 2013. This latest work, the solo EP Falling Forward, came out in 2022. If you need more proof of his rock credentials, dude only starred as Judas in both 2014 productions of Jesus Christ Superstar at the Harborfront and at the Confed Center, and I don't have to tell you what kind of pipes you need to pull that off. I had the pleasure of sharing the stage with Chris for those shows. Although it was only directly in one scene, I was an evil priest who handed him 30 pieces of silver. You still owe me, dude, with 11 pieces of silver interest. Now, this fellow, you might not recognize his name, but what a place in PEI music history he holds. Perhaps you're aware that CFCY, sister station of Max 93.1, where I produce Charlottetown Islanders games during hockey season, is coming up on their 100th anniversary of broadcasting next year. 100th! That's a long way to go back, and from 1936 to 1946, a merry band called the Merry Islanders performed live in studio, with an audience joining them on those Friday nights during the winter months. One of these merrymakers was Raymond Selleck, a farmer who would make his way into town for these gigs, and apparently, he and several other of the musicians got there despite some howling winter storms. In 1977 at Blackett's studio in Charlottetown, which apparently was on Dorchester Street, Raymond followed up his decades-long legacy of performing on the island with accordionist Wayne Diamond by recording an album, My Island Home, parenthetical, Haven of Rest. To set up this next song, well, Google can't tell you everything. I'm unable to reconcile the fact that the record credits McDonald and Messer as the writers. Don Messer and his Islanders also played on CFCY starting in 1939, so there would have been an overlap with Selleck and the Merrymakers, and the fact that a Lester B. Selleck, as it notes on the record jacket, wrote a little volume called My Island Home. I don't know if both Sellecks were related. Comprehensive information doesn't exist, but the music does, so let's just go with that. And if any of y'all are more clear on the history than I am, get in touch. This is Raymond Selleck on iTunes with My Island Home.
On a hot summer's day, I was making my way along a dreary, dusty road. Then across my back there was slung a pack. I'm weary and tired of my load. Gonna quit the road, gonna shake this load, going back where life is free. Gonna thumb a ride to the other side, to my island home by the sea. Then along comes a car, and I say it's going far, and he opened the door that was near. Going far enough though to an island that I know. If you're going, just come right in here. Gonna quit the road, gonna shake this load, going back where life is free. Gonna thumb a ride to the other side, to my island home by the sea. She was great to see, my island by the sea, and Bim's the red clay shore. Contented at last, the past time is past, and I'm not leaving here anymore. Gonna quit the road, gonna shake this load, going back where life is free. Gonna thumb a ride to the other side, to my island home by the sea. Dee-dee, oh, oh, lo, dee-dee, oh, le, dee-dee, hey, lo, dee. Dee-dee, oh, oh, lo, dee-dee, oh, le, dee, ha-dee, oh, le.
Raymond Selleck and his rendition of My Island Home from 1977 on iTunes. Probably when Mr. Sullick was jamming on CFCY in the 30s, he couldn't conceive of his island also being home to rap. But it is, and one rapper in particular stands out because he's much more known as a street performer, and he really hasn't released recorded material. Going a step further, he maintains an air of mystique not just by using a pseudonym, like a lot of rappers do, and even like I do, but by donning a mask whenever he's in front of the mic. In lieu of a brand new interview, which I did reach out to arrange, but crickets, here's my chat with said rapper from last October, after which he treated me to a live medley of his tracks, which was a one-of-a-kind experience. Give it up for the Prototype in this
isletunes flashback.
Now here in the isletunes studio, I have somebody truly unique that you have to meet and that you have to know. He is one of the most electric live performers there is on the island, an underground rapper from Stratford, one of Charlottetown's only street performers, the Prototype. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Very glad to have you here. And this is great because you're going to fill in a lot of blanks for me because I know next to nothing about you and I feel like I need to. So why don't you tell me first what you do, how you do it, and how you came to be the Prototype?
Well, everybody who ever comes to my show and who's familiar with me, they know one thing. They know I do what I want, where I want, when I want, how I want, because I want to. Live in the flesh, I am the best. I don't struggle in life. I cheat on the test. Everything I do, I ace and finesse. I play this mic like it's checkers and chess. Why I do this, and I guess where I started with was I just wanted to be entertaining, right? Like if I was going to do this, why would people want to come see me versus just sit at home and stream me?
So when did you start being the Prototype, and how did the persona come about?
Yeah, man, good question. You know, it's like, one, I've always been the Prototype, right? And that's just life. Life is whatever you make it, and you gotta create it, right? Probably 5 years ago, man, I just had that realization where it's like I've been doing this for half my life, and this is what I love and my passion. I always just did it for myself and my friends, right? My family, and got to that point where it was like either I share it with the world or I just keep doing it for me. And both of them were great. Both of them were great options, but I just had to make a choice, and I decided, why not? Why not just take everything I've done in my entire life musically, package it up, and just deliver it to people so that, they can see what it's like and they can hear me and they can be that judge because I love me. Do they love me as much? Doubt it, But no, for real, man. And shout out to everybody who comes out to the shows and shows me love because I just go out there and have fun. I think that's one thing anybody who comes to the shows will tell you, man, is we always have fun. And I just wanted to separate now my personal life and really just give people the music. I want you to listen to what I'm saying and see yourself what I'm doing. And I just want you to be entertained, right? Like if you're not entertaining as a performer, like you're not really performing, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And this particular mask, was there an inspiration behind that one?
So this face I actually just clicked, man. And when you get that feeling, and anybody who lives their life like this and knows that feeling, when something feels right, you just go with it. You don't have to think twice about it. When I saw this mask, and you can buy this on Amazon. This is a Surge Blue LED, about $16, $18. Go out there, represent, because this is a beautiful thing about my shows that I think about, right? Is one, I'm a fan first, right? So when I go to shows, I am in the crowd, right? I'm enjoying the music like everybody else. I'm watching the acts. And when it's my time, I come back, I do me, and when I'm done, people will tell you I leave pretty quickly, right? It's not that I don't want to stick around and support the shows. It's that I want to go get changed so I can come back and have a beer with you guys and stand next to the people who gave me that prop, gave me that love, told me that I just blew their mind, and now, I'm 2 feet away from them drinking a beer and they have no idea. And that's what I love about it, is because in this mask, you don't know who I am. Be nice to everybody because I might be that person.
What made you decide to focus on live performance rather than recorded media?
Yeah, man, that's a great question. So it's actually a funny story in that I tried to do it the other way, but like when everything just clicked and fit and came together and I was ready to be like, hi world, I'm Prototype. Here's my music. COVID came.
Oh, of course.
And that full stopped everything. And I was like, You know, of course it would, because that's how the universe works, right? Like if things were easy, everybody would be doing it, right? So you just enjoy those moments of things being hard and it not being easy, being like, okay, I got to figure it out. That's why I am the prototype, right? Because I just figure it out anyway. How can I do this? Nobody knows I exist though, so I can't release this music I just recorded, right? Because who's going to listen to it, right? And I can't go promote it because there's no shows, there's no events. We're supposed to stay inside right now, right? So it's like, okay, what can I do? And, you know, one of the things about COVID was everybody was tuned in. Everybody went online. And all of a sudden there was some 16 bar contests happening in these Facebook groups. And I just said, okay, well, why not? You know, why not? Well, trial by fire. Here's contests of MCs from across North America of all levels. You know, why don't I just jump in there? And I started doing that, and that was just a lot of fun. And, you know, fortunately, I was lucky enough that some people connected with it, right? And I just started getting some fans, making the network, getting to know other people in the scene, other artists, producers. And, you know, locally, I wanted to start doing stuff, and COVID just dragged on, right? Never really showed up. And then when it did, it was like, really? You know, this is it? You know, shout out to my man Braden V, you know, who stepped up and just started coming to the park with me. And rapping with me. And then I was just like, let's just go on the streets. And he was like, yeah. And we just, next time we went out on the street. And that just clicked, man. It was just a lot of fun. We just went out on evenings, weekends. We still do sometimes, you know, it's hard as life grows. And now all of a sudden you start getting booked for shows and you're in demand. You got the schedule, you know, and, but that was a lot of fun, man. And people in Charlottetown just seemed to resonate with it as well. As like they enjoyed, I guess, this spontaneous, insane person just tearing up the sidewalk, right? But and we were always out there just performing, having fun, man. I think that's what people really resonated with.
Once you established yourself as a street performer and people did groove on what you were doing, how come you didn't end up putting out an album?
The reason why I didn't want people to just listen to recorded music again was because I wanted them to come out and be entertained. I wanted them to have to come to the shows to find me. I wanted to show them that, you know, this is more than me just sitting there for hours trying to perfect something in the booth. This is me in the moment giving you my heart and soul, right? You know, and doing the best that I can do for you, right? And if that's great, then hopefully you enjoy it.
Yeah, for sure. And it's my understanding that you usually don't do interviews either.
That's right, man. This is my first one. Shout out to Mike on the mic right now, bringing me out. Shout out to Isletunes, all my fellow Islanders, right?
I'm honored.
I appreciate being here, man. I think what you're doing is really cool, and we need to see more of this. We need to see more of people just coming out and supporting the music scene as a whole, supporting artists as a whole, really just creating these opportunities to take a spotlight and shine it on somebody that you guys, you know, probably never heard of. Some of you have, but some of you have. But
now you have. Prototype is right here in the isletunes studio, otherwise known as my basement. And we're going to do something very, very special, something that I've never done before in isletunes and something I don't think Prototype has done before. So we're in good company with each other here.
That's right.
We are going to give to you a special live performance of this guy, the Prototype, right here in the studio. Mr. Prototype Man, thank you so much for coming in.
Pleasure's all mine, Mike, man. Pleasure's all mine. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. What's good, PEI? Some of y'all might have known me from the Charlottetown streets, some of the local bars, some of the local places I popped up. Shout out to isletunes. I bring the ratchets and gadgets and make garages close. Pray your Hail Marys and Geronimos. It's not automatic, it matters if you can write a flow. You gotta come with bars, son, bro, eat your life and soul. They call me savage, I'm savage, I catch a body cold. This ain't rap, are you ready to rock and roll? I will not sleep until I'm stopped or broke. This is the Iron Code, now let's go. I feature magazines and shots at my sleeves. My arteries rockin' fuel straight, rockin' the beat. These dark thoughts keep talking to me. It's not gonna be anything PG's a mockery to my intellectual acts of debauchery. When rides are free, girls wanna ride with me, get high with me, I spread my wings out so they can fly the seas and see
what it's like living in Canada's cold east when they're sitting on the sunny warm
Caribbean beach. Yo,
Prototype global. Close shops on the road show, it's how the Iron Code goes. Now what you know about it? Climbing over mountains, I'm from where this country founded. Now we've been around the whole world. So don't tell me I can't be what you make me if you just keep on playing me.
Yeah. And you see, music is art, man. And I'm gonna show you what I do, how I do. Hell, I might just show you something. Let you figure it out for yourself. Cause that's what art is, man. And I am an artist. You know? I put my heart into composing art, and I knew from the start that I never could go back. There's no return till the kingdom burns, and I walk through the flames in the Hall of Fame, and I only pray for that fateful day when they grant me the crown. I can walk away, but till then, I'm a killer, keep it raw and slay my wordplay. Ricochet, knock 'em off the stage like I ain't got time for no radio jam. I ain't no poppy, auto-tune, mumble and stand. They call me on the DM to the college campus. Bend 'em over, spank 'em, change their pampers, yeah. I ain't got time to waste. You put a print up on the wall, put a mural in its place. You can't touch my style and grace. You're too complacent in the middle of the future in the face.
Hey yo, from the streets to the dunes, you rockin' with the prototype live on isletunes, you dig?
Test one successful pro conscript language. Set exact angles, frequency and channels. Dial in, it's a musical anthem. Boom bap's back, baby, get your damn hands up. I got style and grace that make women wanna salivate. Shed the skin off a rattlesnake. Get ahead if they need to decapitate. My wordplay spits venom while they medicate. Smash tones, let them celebrate. Hell can wait, came here to elevate. With a renegade style when I activate. I put a vest on the track and let it detonate. There's no taste left in this game of faceless keyboard warriors, keeping it basic. Put me in development, give me a facelift. Prototype test tube, pure entertainment, let's go.
I ain't showing the glow. What you see here is all natural. I came for the glory, I'm an actual fantastical, rap radical. And I ain't showing the boast. What you hear now is a mic get roast. I came for the glory of the Iron Coast. To bring back the radical boom bap style of rap from sabbatical.
Shut your damn mouth before you speak on me. Even GODCs, I'm DOPE. Wordplay fiend with a stylish flow. I got the green light on, now I'm rearing to go. I'm nearing to blow. Prototype set, you ain't hearing the show. I take the mask off, used to seeing me glow. The rap King Kong, till my kingdom comes. A rap gold bars up and serve more songs. A chef with tongs, so let me rap beef. You don't want it with me? Curve a raw steak to serve these vegan MCs. Fresh delicacies are gluten free. I souffle PENA and PAD so linguistically. Serving up speech so rhythmically. I feast on raw beats and then go piss and bleed. But I'm still ready to eat like an eagle hunting sheep in the pilot seat.
I ain't showing the glow. What you see here is all natural. I came for the glory, I'm an actual fantastical, rap radical. And I ain't showing the boast. What you hear now is a mic get roast. I came for the glory of the Iron Coast. To bring back the radical boom bap style of rap from sabbatical. Hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, let's go.
What you know about rap from the 90s? Back to the future with my classical rhyme schemes. Replicating legends, manufacturing my scene. To be a living legend that you capture on widescreen. Prototype set, you ain't nothing to my dream. Don't mean mindset, I'm killing each line I eat and feast on any MC who subconsciously feeds a wannabe disease to act like me. They wanna rap like me, but they can craft like me. I push it back from me, switch gears to attack. I'm not indiscreet, yo, I'ma do me while my songs on repeat like
I ain't showing the glow. What you see here is all natural. I came for the glory, I'm an actual fantastical, rap radical. And I ain't showing the boast. What you hear now is a mic get roast. I came for the glory of the Iron Coast. And bring back the radical boom bap style of rap from sabbatical.
The island's very own rap radical, living by his own iron code. That was the prototype from October, busting it out live, or at least it was live then, for the isletunes microphones. He's got a unique way of looking at art and the music business, and I had to trim quite a bit out to make the allotted time for interviews on the show, albeit a self-imposed allotment. Want to hear the rest of it? Hell, we can do better than that. You can see it, all 20 minutes of the prototype, on Patreon, where there's also a ton of other interviews and a small but growing number of live performances. There's more coming, but I only got so much gas in the tank in a day, and editing these things to my level of perfection takes time. But you can be like Aaron Gaillet, who this week joined the iTunes Patreon fam by kicking in $5 a month to watch all this island-only content. It's on patreon.com/iTunes. And thank you to Aaron for becoming the latest subscriber. Welcome, welcome. If you want to throw some support behind this effort to spotlight the full range of PEI music, but you don't want to tie yourself down to a subscription, that's cool. You can also donate through PayPal, either as a one and done, or, hey, if you're going to be repetitive and donate frequently, I'm not going to shame you. Everything goes toward the production of this podcast, and believe me, there are bills to pay, plus a lot more promotion I want to do. Wherever you're listening, check the description for the link, or look for it on isletunes.ca. That website is also where you can find links to where you can buy all the music you've heard in this episode. So do some clicking for the artists, and they will appreciate the solid. Said links are also on iTunes' Instagram and Facebook pages, which I invite you to follow. If you're of a mind to comment on the show, or you want to make suggestions or even a request, here's how one goes about those activities. Send an email to amj@isletunes.ca or leave a voicemail at 902-807-4250. This is also how you can get a recording of yourself uttering an islanderism to me. You know, a saying that is distinctly PEI. That's what Trevor Lowe Clements did, and such recordings start each and every episode. Musical contribution to the iTunes theme by Kayla McCauley and John Hashem. Show concept by Rocky O'Neill. Coordination assistance by Jackie Robichaux. I'm Adam Michael James, and that's episode 41 in the books. Thank you for spending this past hour or so listening to the incredible variety of music that comes from this small but mighty island that's only 224 kilometers long and 64 kilometers at its widest, 6 kilometers at its least widest. This joint is small, but that doesn't mean that everyone hears about everything, so help spread the gospel of iTunes by telling folks you know about this podcast. As much as things are coming along, I still feel like this might be the best kept secret in PEI, and it's time to let the proverbial cat out of the bag. I'll be back next Sunday, once again finding PEI tunage far and wide, current and vintage, and bringing it all together in one place. To iTunes, of course. I do this stuff so you don't have to. You're welcome. And you're also welcome for this little tidbit of advice I heard long ago. Be good, and if you can't be good at it. See you next week.